Hello there. I'm back sooner than usual. It's a kind of a special occasion. Uh, and I thought, well, why not just do like a hangout thing? You know, I I'll tell you where I'm at and why I'm at where I'm at in just a moment. But let me go ahead and add my sister Kathy to the stage here.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Uh, and I am currently at the Comfort Inn and Suites in Mahia because Hurricane Beryl is on approach to the Texas coast. Probably by early in the morning, around 2 o'clock or so, it'll hit the coast around Houston, Galveston, that area. And it will make its way northward, pretty much heading for us. Now, by the time it gets to us, it won't be a hurricane, it'll be a tropical depression. But they're saying it will be a lot of rain, could be 7, 8 inches or more possible.
And
And
when?
in winds. That's always been my biggest fear is the winds. I can handle the rain. You can give me 20 inches of rain, but that wind is what always scares me and worries me living out in that trailer house in the woods. So I thought, I just ain't going to do it. I think I'll just be wringing my hands and I'll be pacing back and forth and I'll be worried constantly. There's a good chance that the electricity will go out with all that high winds and storming and everything. And I thought, I ain't going to do it. I'm getting out of here. So I checked we've got two hotels in Mahia, Best Western, and we've got this where I'm at now, the Comfort Inn. And this one is just as you get into town on the left, and it's right beside Pizza Hut. And Comfort Inn, I mean, the Best Western was going to be like $300 for 2 nights because I'm staying until Tuesday morning because Hurricane Beryl was supposed to hit most of Wednesday into Wednesday night and then start heading out Tuesday morning. So I thought, well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do 2 nights. And Best Western was like $300 for 2 nights, but here was a little over $200, about $225, and it's a really nice hotel. Very spacious room, big king. I think it's a king bed. Um, and they got a gym. You know me, I like to like to work on the guns and such. They got a gym down there with free weights and stuff. And I swam in the pool.
Oh, good.
I took a hot shower. Then and just about an hour ago, I soaked in a hot bath, and oh my god, it was just luxury. Oh my god.
Wasn't it 5 star? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. For me, I'm in the lap of luxury. You know. I'm going to wherever you give your rating, I'm going to give Comfort Inn a very high rating because it's really, really comfortable, very nice. I haven't had the breakfast yet. Hopefully, I'll get up early enough to have the breakfast in the morning. Um, but yeah, I like this better than the Best Western. You
I do too.
know, now Best Western is close to Walmart. It's more accessible to places like that, but as far as just a nice hotel and about $100 cheaper, um, I think this is the best hotel, and it's the most comfortable. And then the room is nicer, I think. And they got a little mini fridge. You got a little microwave. Um, yeah, and so Kathy calls this so that's what I'm calling it, a staycation. I got it on the thing there. Kathy called it a staycation. Okay, I'm
Yeah, there's a
and
lot of people that do that.
I'm here because of the hurricane, but I'm going to do this again. I'm going to save my money and do this again just for because Kathy will tell you, growing up, and Mama was big about this, her mother, where she would just go, let's go, just out of a drop of a hat, you know. she worked at the state school. She worked nights, and so like on her days off, about once every couple of months, she'd go, "Let's get out of here," and we would go to usually Waco, sometimes like Tig or Corsicana, and we'd get a motel room, and we stayed the night in a motel room. Uh, and Mama was big about that. Daddy liked it too, but it was usually Mama's idea. Let's go. Let's just go and get out. And sometimes we'd go out to a restaurant and eat. Sometimes we maybe go see the picture show. And we'd stay in a motel. And the big deal for me at the time is all the motels had. Oh my God! It's my Channel 10 telling me that we're all going to die tomorrow.
You ate.
But anyway, the big deal for me is that motels had free HBO, and that was just because we didn't have cable, we didn't have HBO back then, so to see movies for free was cool. So yeah, it's kind of lonely by myself. I wish someone was with me, but it's talk about the lap of luxury. And did I walk around naked? I'm not going to say I did. You decide.
You don't get to tell. You're on the second floor.
You can decide whether I walked around naked and just like I owned the place and walked around like I came into the world. I'll let you imagine that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I just thought, well, what the hell? Let's just do it. The internet seems to be pretty good here. Let's do a hangout. Let's just shoot the shit.
Sure.
Maybe about an hour. We don't have a topic for this. This is just hanging out. And I sent Jake the link. I don't see Jake, so it may just be me and Sis here. But and let's see. I'm seeing 5 people.
Hi, y'all.
Oh, hello.
It's at a hotel.
Speak up if you're speaking up. If you're here, speak up. Let us know you're here. And always, please give us a thumbs up. But yeah. But anyway, Sis, what's going on your end?
Not a whole lot. It's been pretty quiet, which I like. Earlier today, I heard a pickup. You can hear them when they back up, and they backed up almost, well, they didn't get on the grass, but in front of my house, right? And I look out there, and it's a truck unloading one of them massage chairs. Yeah, I said massage chairs. Let me say it loud because it wasn't for me. My neighbor's got 2. I go over there and visit with her.
And do you sit in the massage chair?
Yes, I do. And I accidentally turned it on, Pat. Well, do you want to turn it off? No, that's okay. And she's sweet. I do things for her. She does things for me. Like let me sit in a massage chair. I took this huge vase. She had one of them cubbyhole bookshelves, a big one, about 5.5 feet tall. And she had one of those Canon printers on the top and this glass crystal vase full of, it was heavy. And she said, can you come help me move that off so I can move that shelf? Because she said, I can't do it. Me, I've had frozen shoulder on this side. And I thought, well, I said, Pat, let me do a little lifting and see how heavy it is, do a practice lift. So I went over there Friday. Yeah, and did a practice lift. Well, the vase wasn't as heavy as she kept going on about. But that printer liked to kick my booty. And I knew better than to use this side. So I used this side and kind of got it, But I got it. I said, listen, I'll set it on your bed, but I ain't moving it again. So if you're going to use it, you got to plug it in, use it right there. She said, no, I'll get somebody to help me move it. I said, because it ain't going to be me, girlfriend. So I was, taking muscle relaxers and just chilling this weekend. Doing a lot of crafting, doing some, I watched several of those first season of 2-sentence horror stories. That was
You
fun.
need to look. I'm going to need to look that. If I still have a home to go to, I'm going to look that up. That 2 sentence horror story.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's easy to find. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. What do you got? Oh, what are you eating for dinner? Hot dogs?
Maybe I had what was it, McDouble that I got earlier with Marissa at McDonald's, and it was a $5 meal deal. So you get 4 McNuggets and a McDouble and fries. And I ate the McNuggets while I was in the car with her, and I ate the McDouble here about an hour ago.
Yeah.
And I may eat some. I bought hang on. What are?
Well, he had told me earlier, y'all, he had brought plenty of snacky food. Poor Jay's got all that anxiety from the weather. I told him, it ain't going to wash you away. And he said, well, what will it do to my house? And so
that is my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Is the house.
High winds. He's got a lot of trees around his house.
Those winds are my biggest concern.
We got little parrots, don't we?
But anyway, I got their Philly steak rolls.
Oh my gosh!
And I got some honey mustard, and I got Smokies.
Oh yeah, I love the little Smokies.
Little Smokies.
You can also buy Smokies with cheese in the middle of them.
Well, I got cheese. I got sliced cheese.
Oh well, then you don't need the cheese. You already got that.
So yeah.
And we were coming up. Our neighbor up the road, about a fourth of a mile from where we live, her husband was a welder and he worked off away from home a lot, right? And they lived in a little mobile home, right? Anyway, so if it was a tornado warning or real bad storm warning, they would come down. We actually had a 3-bedroom house that we grew up in. Well, I did for 12 years anyway. Anyway, Sue would pack up the kids and come stay at our house till the storm was over. And I think you were a little bitty, but I wonder if some of that anxiety is from the preparations that we did when we were going to have people come to the house. And Sue came.
Honestly, my anxiety is just having trees come down on my house.
Oh.
And Kathy, last month I had 2 of them just fall. 2 trees just fall from the root down.
Yeah.
And now they fell away from the house, but if 2 trees can fall, then 3 trees can fall, or 4 trees can fall.
So it has nothing to do with everybody gathering at the house because of the storms.
No. It's really
that's good.
My fear is, that beat up old trailer house I live in, uninsured, and it being wrecked beyond repair by a fallen tree or something,
Yeah.
Or trees coming down on the power lines, and shit. I mean, I think it's a
it's a found
I'll admit,
fear.
Maybe I'm more afraid of that than maybe other people are, because there's other people like Tommy Wright's attitude. I said, "You're not worried." No, I ain't worried, Jay. Nothing I can do about it, But he's got that big old house, and I'm sure he's heavily insured.
Oh yeah.
So, but no, Jay, I ain't worried. You shouldn't either. You should stop worrying because they ain't going to do no good to worry. I said, well, okay, Tom. But yeah, and also I was scared of the storms growing up, but I had family around me.
Yeah, somebody to be there with you.
Yeah, so yeah, they scared me, but it wasn't like it is now. Now that I'm completely alone in that old house by myself, now true enough, I've got friends I can call on, but they ain't going to come when the storm's hitting you.
No.
And I'm there by myself, but there's, the storm's raging outside. So, and that's a lot of it too, just being by myself now.
Yeah.
you know,
Daddy
because
always told me if I was in the trailer house and a storm come up, if I was out there visiting or, and mother usually was always working night graveyard shift when she was working and my kids were tiny to go get in the store, go get in the
well,
store.
and when Daddy passed away, that's what Mom and I would do. If there was a big, bad storm heading our way,
Yeah.
go to that store building.
Yeah. He said it's built better than this trailer house.
That's where we'd go. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, and like I say, it's we get through tomorrow. Um, Now there's chance of storms Tuesday, but it's like a 30% chance, 20-30%.
Yeah.
Um,
That's bad.
Tomorrow's the red letter day, and they call it it's a first alert weather day. It's what it's called on Channel 10. First alert weather, for tomorrow. Uh, the flooding, rains, and all that. Well, we went through all that in May, but
May. Yeah.
it's them damn winds. That's my biggest worry. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Plus, yeah, mixed with the rain. That's what
I'll hunker down in the Comfort Inn and
in the
until,
lap of luxury.
until Tuesday morning. Oh God, yeah. Oh man, just soaking in that hot tub. I put it as hot as I could stand, and just soaked in that tub. Just like, oh my God, this is
Did
it.
you get in the bathtub or the hot tub?
Well, at first, no, I didn't get in the hot tub. I swam in the pool, and ain't nobody else around. There might
No,
be.
you had it. Might as well have it to yourself.
Might be everything was. I had everything to myself. I had the gym to myself and the pool to myself. Might be one or two because it's Sunday night. So typically, I guess not going to be a whole lot of people at a hotel, on a Sunday night.
Well, people travel to family on July 4th a lot of times.
And
When
so
we were there,
many people. I don't know if I don't think I'm the only person here, but there's not many others right now. But yeah, but at first I took a hot shower, and then about an hour ago I said, "What the hell?" I filled the tub up as hot as I could stand it, and there's nearly steam coming off that damn thing, and just soaked it. Oh my God! And I soaked it in, and I said, "That's it. I'm doing this again." I said, "I am. This is not going to be the only time I'm going to do this. Doing this because of the hurricane. I'm doing this again. I mean,
I'm telling you,
I'm going
it's
to do 2 nighs." But
yeah,
I'm going to pick, I'm going to slot my money back because it's basically $100.
I know, right?
Little over $100. Most hotels are $200 or $300 a night. But for a little over $100,
It's worth it.
Luxury got a gym.
You could do it, Jay. You could do it once a month if you wanted to.
Dumbbells is like from 5 to like 50 pounds. And
Yeah.
in Stairmaster machines, and you got to weigh yourself.
Yeah.
I'm 148 pounds, and oh gosh, yes, yeah, I'm doing this again. Yeah, like I say, everything is still intact when I get home Tuesday. I'm going to start sucking my money back, and I'm doing this again, and I'm going to do it at the Comfort Inn when I do it.
Yeah, when when I worked for 3.5 weeks in California, went out there to close that center down, bring the warranty stuff back for Michael Dell. They put us up in the Hilton, and there's about 9 of us, I guess, that went. Well, nobody would use the gym. Nobody used the gym. Well, I was 49, and I got to after work having to walk a little bit. After I'd eat dinner before it get pitch dark, I'd get out and walk for exercise a little bit. So I go in there and walk the treadmill.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Treadmill, and they got I got on that stair thing, but it does that.
Yeah.
And you got the handles doing that. I got on that thing, and I worked out with the free weights. I did 20 pounds doing curls, and then I got a 45-pound one and did what's called a goblet curl. That's where you stand and you hold it like that, and you do it like that, and that works.
Yes.
It works the biceps. Man, it hits them too. They're doing the goblet curl with 45 pounds.
Feel it, huh?
And doing it slow, doing it slow and up and down, up and down. And so, and this real nice gym in there, real nice. And it's so cool, I got it,
Yeah.
at 76 degrees. in that damn house where it's like 85.
I
to,
couldn't do that. I mean, I couldn't. I felt health wise. I
to be
couldn't.
in here at 70, I'm cold actually. I get cold with the air conditioner coming.
Yeah.
It's cold. 76 degrees. You know, like I say, I'm not going to say I was naked previously,
Well,
but
no.
I'm not going to say it. You know?
Hey, you found some clothes. That's all that matters for the
Hey, I
spring.
got some clothes on now, and I'm wearing boxer briefs, so you know I'm
Oh,
not
yeah, there you go.
I'm not naked from the waist down. But
Well, now you know why April and the kids, that's their, a lot of times what they want, always like to do is staying in a hotel,
yeah,
you
well,
know?
and like I say, growing up, you know, that was something that we would do as a family. That Mama says, and she would just, you didn't know when it was going to come, but it's like, you know, let's go, you know, and her saying was, no telling what we might do. That was her. She
What,
loved that saying. No
yeah,
telling.
and what we might find. No telling
Well,
what we
no
might
telling what we
find.
might find. Yeah. Uh, and
I
you know,
didn't ever do the one at Waco, but she would take up me and you before the kids came and after Shane came, she would take us to Fairfield. She liked going to Fairfield because they had a hotel with a decent sized swimming pool, and then they had the hot tub. And she said, I sat in here, and she sat in the hot tub while we played in the swimming pool.
yeah, there's a
You know,
picture. I've got a picture of me and you in a pool, you know, in a hotel pool.
yeah, yeah. I got one where we're coming out of the pool, and
Yeah.
we both have our feet on that step thing, and Mama goes, "Be real still." And I'm thinking, I'm about to fall. Hurry, Mama, hurry. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, yeah. Oh, and I got some. Had this on sale at Walmart for $1.75. It's Chex Mix Indulgent Mix.
Ooh, that's the one with chocolate, I think.
Uh, yeah, it's got. I don't know if it's got chocolate in it, but anyway, it's
We can't see it.
sweet, kind of sweet and salty. So
Okay. Yeah, I like those. I like the sweet and salty. Some of the checks have like little yogurt covered stuff and chocolate, and I like it.
I don't know if there's chocolate in this or not. I don't know where it says. Oh, here you go. Corn, cocoa, and caramel Chex, pretzels, caramel popcorn, chocolatey candies, kind of like M&Ms, but they can't say M&Ms because it's
Yeah, but it's chocolatey candy.
but and peanuts. So
Well, there you go. Just perfect. Good
indul-
combination.
indulgent mix. So
Yeah.
and but yeah, like I say, I'm doing this because of the hurricane, but I'm gonna do this shit again
What
for
you ought
me.
to spoil yourself every now and then. We have to. That's the spice of life. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for having such a nice place to live now, I would escape to a hotel a couple of times a month, probably spend a couple of days at a time. But I'm 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 sitting happy as a clam right now. I mean, I really do love my apartment, and I got my stuff. I got it set up like I like it, surrounded by all my stuff. Got my
Has
TV.
sorry to interrupt you, but has April already gone to the Dr. Pepper Museum?
No, I don't know, Jay. What's the date? 8th?
It's a seven. I think it's at the seven.
I don't know. She was going to take everybody on the 8th.
It's the seventh.
So I guess that's tomorrow. Because she worked Saturday, but she's off Sunday, Monday.
You don't want to do it tomorrow,
Tuesday.
that hurricane and all that.
Well, I ain't going. So I don't care. She's a grown woman, and that's up to her.
I bring it up because Dorothy called me. Was it yesterday or the day before? I want to show you my house. And okay, let's see your house. It is for her video game, whatever, like the roadblocks or whatever.
Yeah.
She showed me all the rooms. She sent me like a dozen pictures,
Yeah.
of her room. She was bragging, "Oh, I'll show you my house." Okay, show me your house. But she had brought up the Dr. Pepper Museum. I said, "Well, y'all come see me. You ain't far from me." She goes, "Well, I'll ask Mama, but I said, yeah, but she may say no." I said, "I know she'll probably say no. Don't but tell her anyway. We need to go see Uncle Jay." Yeah.
You got to think. It's not that people are just mean, but when we take the 2 hours, stop at Bucky's on the way,
Yeah.
and we take the 2 hour trip, it just to get to Waco, it's almost 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes, hour 50, just to get to Waco. And 30 there, 30 back, that's 60 miles. If they're going to stay in a hotel in Waco, which they will, there to your house and back, that's like 60 miles out of the
Well,
way.
so what? I'm worth it. Shit. Ask me. Damn it.
You ain't home, bitch.
I'm worth it.
You ain't even home.
Uncle Jay.
You ain't home.
Get some fried chicken or something,
I think they're going to do it tomorrow, honestly. I think, I don't know. I do not know because I was just told the 8th. That's all I know.
Well, if you talk to her, say, I don't think I would do it tomorrow.
I ain't going to talk to her.
I'd worry about them being on the road.
Listen, if she don't give me a call, I don't say nothing. They watch the weather. It ain't my business. That's a grown ass woman, she'd say.
I know, but they got Dorothy and John with them. So
yeah, I know. But Darren won't let him float away. He's real particular with his kids. If they get into them sleet and rain, they'll pull over. Find a way to get off the highway, find somewhere to hunker down for a few hours or whatnot. Shoot, I could spend half a day in Bucky's. So my shadow box. Here's one of my shadow boxes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's got a background. It's got a national park sign in the background. It's got a little house. It's got there's a plant. There's a plant. That's a table. The pink thing's a table. Can't hardly see it.
Huh.
And a little wicker chair on that end, and a puppy right there next to it. And there's 2 books piled up on the table. See? Oh, there's a firefly up there.
Texas tells me to stop causing trouble. So
I know, right?
I didn't know I was causing trouble, but he
you really aren't. But anyway, and another yard plant. But anyway, and this is a 3D house over here.
Yeah.
You can't open it. You can't go in. You can't live there. But it was fun. I built this little shadow box today.
Yeah, and then, let's see the bookcase.
The what?
Was it a bookcase? If something had books on it or books in it.
Oh, well, you got to wait for that. I ain't done.
Right.
This is one shadow box I finished. And then here's my plant one that I did that I think turned out really cute. Okay. It is a plant shop.
Huh.
You can buy a wheelbarrow and stuff. You can buy the plants. And I'm going to set it outside the little store that I built.
The plant shop reminds me, there's a song, little shop of horror, little shop of terror. Call the cops, little shop of horrors. Oh, oh, oh.
Well, no, mine's a happy place. Okay. Here's what me talked about earlier.
And he says, you got it made, he says. So
Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about me. I've got it made here in the
Yeah, he does made in the shade, man. And here's the books, and they're held together by this rubber band, and they are individually. You can take them out individual, but they're all just wood. But anyway, and they're on a little shelf that sits, on the ground. And it's a little bookshelf like that.
Where do you put them?
Well, in the bedrooms, in the corner.
Like shadow box and stuff. Do you put them like on a little shelf or something?
Well, I've got a big dollhouse in there.
I wonder if you put them in the dollhouse.
Yes, they go. All this will go in the dollhouse. Anyway, I've got a lot done to that dollhouse that you see. It looks good. I built a store in it and put a bunch of merchandise in the store. And yeah, it's looking good. But if you need to sweep, You can sweep. Got to keep the place clean, right?
Huh.
Okay, there's your little brooms. And I'm going there. I like this little shelf. It's a
Oh, that's
little
cute.
wooden, yeah, a little wooden shelf. Um, this I thought was really cute. I gotta hang it on a wall. I hadn't done it yet. It's a letter holder. So when you come in with your mail, you shove it in the little, yeah, little letters don't come out, but that's okay. There's room to put plenty more in there.
Cool, cool.
And here, I'm gonna do a shadow box. This is it's not wood, but it's heavy. Somebody cast it somehow and burned it. It's like kind of like porcelain. But I
Oh,
love the sailboat with the cloth sail.
very neat.
Yeah, I'm gonna make like a faux lake. I'm gonna make like a bit decent sized shadow box. There's a way you can take a picture frame and turn it into a shadow box, but I hadn't done it yet.
And
But
still, that these miniatures are very nicely detailed.
yeah, oh yeah. And here I love this one when I found it. This is the lighthouse, of course, right?
Mm.
And I figured I could set it in the background, and I got several little wooden boats too. And I can do the boats, in the foreground. But very detailed. I love this. It's so detailed you can even see plants in the back.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that cool? But anyway, yeah. And then I needed some more food. So I got I went generic food shopping, and I
Ah,
got this. Oh wait, there you go. Stay Crisp corn cereal.
ah,
Um, blue. Wait, let me get a hold of it. It's hard to hold these things. Blue River. Get it. Blue River oatmeal. I got a refrigerator. I need to stock it. Well, I won't put the cereal in there to get soggy. Um, and then by the sink, you got a packet of squeaky clean soap
ah.
to go by the sink. Now, these little things, I said I wanted to order them separate because I needed a little bit more for my kitchen. Uh, you know, but of course, everybody needs this in their kitchen. You got to get it right, Kathy, so people can see.
Ketchup.
Yes, there it is, ketchup. And this is the last little tiny thing. Brer Rabbit molasses. Some of these were in existence years and years ago. I think these were the vintage product. Brer Rabbit molasses. It's even got Brer Rabbit on the side.
Ah,
Brer Rabbit molasses, Jay. But anyway, I have officially, never say never, right? But I have officially, oh, I forgot. This goes in my laundry room. Laundry soap.
ah.
Anyway, I have officially quit buying miniature stuff, but it's an illness. You know what I'm saying? When I do these little shadow boxes, I really enjoy doing them. And
Yeah.
they're easy and they're fun. And if I find something else that I want to do, a shadow box for, I will do it because I can.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I just played Animal Crossing today. This morning, a fair amount. I got to get up in the morning. When I get up at 8:30, I can't eat nothing. So I'll take my blood sugar
Are
and
you
I'll
gonna get
grab,
the blood work done?
yeah, and I'll grab me a handful of them soft mints, peppermints, me and John like. Doc got new glasses.
Yeah. She showed me her glasses. Uh,
Yeah. I don't know. I think she might have picked them up today. Uh,
okay. Well, she showed me some glasses, but I guess it wasn't the new ones.
No, I guess if she says, "See my new glasses," they're her new glasses. Her grandfather, she asked her papa to mail me 2 or 3 pictures of her in her new glasses, and so he did. And I said, "Oh, tell her she looks wonderful in her new glasses," and he will. Yeah, I kind of miss living in the house with them, but I like having my own space.
Yeah.
But I wear clothes. I rarely go naked.
Uh,
I could. It's just a habit, right? To put on clothes.
mm,
Well, I'm glad you're there, where maybe you'll be a little more relaxed.
Maybe a little bit. Well, we'll see tomorrow when it hits us how things are going to look. Hopefully electricity don't go off here. uh, but
Well, they probably have a generator
yeah,
because they got that cafeteria and they can't let things
yeah.
spoil.
I won't be as nervous. I'm going to be nervous regardless, but I
Yeah.
won't be. I'll be a little more. I don't know if relaxed is the word, but
Yeah.
it won't be quite as, I won't be wringing my hands like I would if I was in that little tinder box there at the house.
And walking the floor.
And well, oh God, I'd pace around and
I
just
know. Yeah.
wait for what's next, electricity to go off or a tree to fall or something. So whatever happens is going to happen tomorrow. But I'm going to be here when it does. So
Yeah. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, don't let it bother you." Well, they can't tell people how to feel. Okay, you
yeah.
got your own feelings, and you need to feel your own feelings, and
Well,
ain't nobody can tell you.
and speaking of feelings, Mr. Katz wonders, "What's up, Jay? You crazy fucker?" So, uh, uh,
Okay,
and,
Kyle, he's doing a staycation,
yeah,
dude.
I'm at a staycation. That's what I'm. That's what the crazy fucker is doing. He's staying at the Comfort Inn in Bahia, while Hurricane Beryl slams into Texas tomorrow. Uh, Now the Gulf Coast is going to get the worst of it tomorrow, but we're going to get a pretty decent hit up here in Central Texas. So, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah,
He's in a fancy
that's what.
hotel. Yeah, Mr. Katz.
So yeah, I'm at the Comfort Inn and Suites, and I'm enjoying uh, the the stay here.
Accommodations.
The accommodations are very nice, and
I'm
yeah. So yeah, that's what's up.
glad. I'm glad. And I'm glad you decided that this isn't going to be the only time you ever do it.
Yeah. Well, no. I'll sock some money back and do this again. Yeah. It's like do one night instead of 2 nights, but do a and but yeah,
While it's still warm, you could do one night, go swim and have a good old time.
and in Texas, you got to have you some sweet tea. So,
If you don't, I can't be your friend, okay? Because I love me some sweet tea. I got some over here. I sure do right here. It's kind of watered down.
sweet tea.
Oh no, that's good. Yeah. I get the Milos.
Well, I go cheap. So
Well, I don't guess I've ever seen
store
great value.
brand, this is the great value sweet tea. So this is the
Hmm. I learned real quick when I moved in to make my own tea with tea bags. So I got me a good pitcher, throw me off some tea bags in there, clip them to the side, and let them seep. And here in Texas, here lately, you could turn on your cold water and it's warm. It's warm for a few minutes. Well, it is here. I don't know about anywhere else. And it starts seeping those tea bags. And I just set it up in there. And then I make sure I got plenty of ice from my ice maker. And
Growing up, we always had a pitcher of sweet tea in the fridge. It was always sweet tea in the fridge.
oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Mr. Katz is reminding me that he is Kyle, and he let me use his HBO Plus password back so I could watch Last of Us back.
I remember that. I think we talked about it last night, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and thank you again for that, Kyle. And when they bring up the new second season, I may call on you again. So uh,
Yeah, I have. Well, I only pay for Netflix, and I get but I'm on David's Amazon Prime. I'm on his Hulu. I think Darren's paying for the Hulu. They do have Disney Plus, and I can still log on to it. It's still saved on my TV, and I can log on to it. But I've seen some shows on Stars, Starz, that I kind of want to watch. But then again, I tried watching it before at their house during COVID. I said, "Well, I like Outlander," and that's where it was showing. It was on Stars at the time. Well, it never would load right, and it just halfway through the show, it just start, and it wasn't our Wi-Fi. It wasn't our cable at the time. So I said, no, I just unsubscribed to it. But and Paramount Plus, because David likes Paramount Plus. Y'all had mentioned Star Trek Next Generation. I never watched that, didn't hear nothing about it. So I know nothing about it. But on Paramount Plus, you also got Survivor and Amazing Race. And he loves, David loves it.
Paramount Plus. I joined that Walmart Plus, and you get Paramount Plus with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Kyle, he says I'm good people.
Oh, he is good people.
Yeah, so he says I'm good people. Well, thank you, Kyle. You are too, sir. You're good people.
That definitely sounds like he was generous letting
you
borrow it.
But
well, we was raised by good people, so I'll have to tell you that our mom and dad were pretty good people.
Trying to think what else. I think if everything stays safe, and like I say, my home is still there Tuesday morning, I'm leaning towards Friday. We do the part 3 music show.
Yeah.
For Being Real. I don't even call this Being Real. This is just a hangout show. So. But I've got the Being Real banner up. So, but yeah. You can call this Being. I guess all the shows are Being Real. But anyway, but for our official Being Real show, I'm kind of leaning towards Friday doing a part 3 music show where we talk about favorite bands and soundtracks and solo artists and all that, because we did 2. We did 3 really.
We did one.
Went off on us.
We did right. We did a what? What was it? We did 1 and then a half of 1. Had to go back and pick up the other half.
And we definitely, there's plenty for a 3rd installment, probably for a 4th installment. But we'll do part 3.
Yeah, well, I think after the 3rd, I might be spent because I got my 4-disc 70s CD in CDs. There's 4. Come on, Kathy. And I'm looking forward to sharing a bunch of music off of that. The artist and the band is how I like to do it. The song, in other words, and the band and the artist. And to me, I'm going to be pretty much be done. I mean, unless you want to do a whole show on Prince,
a trilogy they call it.
Yeah. Now we can do a whole show on Prince. I'll be standing up. First one, I got my purple skirt on. I'm ready.
The music trilogy. So, and like I say, everything turns out okay. We get through Hurricane Beryl all right. I'm leaning towards Friday. I'm not making it official yet.
No.
I'm leaning towards Friday being the music show at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go on. It's what have I got? We're at
44 minutes.
45 minutes. So we'll go on till we'll do 15 more minutes. Go on, do an hour. Trying to think what I'll do when I sign off. I don't know if I'll eat something. Maybe I'll eat one of my smokies.
You already checked. I see what's on TV.
I've had it on CNN, and And CNN is basically they'll do a thing about Hurricane Beryl and do reports from the coast, saying
Yeah.
you need to get out of here around Houston and Galveston and all that. You need to go, need to go.
Remember, Houston got it bad, but that was like a category 4 or 5
Well,
where they got hit.
they're saying it may strengthen to a category 2 by the time it hits Houston.
Yeah.
Uh, but they're saying don't because people not are not worried about it. They said don't underestimate. It's going to be 80,
No.
90 per hour wind gusts and and those them big surges that come off the ocean. The big waves and shit.
Yeah.
You need to go. You need to go.
And it knocks the heck out of poor people's shingles and their roofs and stuff.
Yeah. Now it's that, and the other thing they're talking about is there's a bunch of Democrats that want Biden to step aside.
Yeah, but Jill ain't gonna let him.
But
Jill
it's
said
too late for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too far along.
They're saying that Kamala Harris should step up and she should run in his place. I don't think she'd do any better than him.
Well, she wouldn't win, but Trump's gonna be back in there. I'm sorry.
And then Trump is probably going to get reelected. I've already accepted it. I've already just like, okay.
I mean, Supreme Court says, nah, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, the Supreme Court says he can get away with anything, everything he did. He
there you go. I knew he would. He know
him. And they basically gave him a
carte blanche.
Out of jail. Carte blanche. Everything you did.
Yeah. He appointed 2 or 3, I think 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, just go ahead. Just back up the truck and move Trump in.
Let him in. Let him in. And we survived 4 years with him. We'll survive another 4 years.
Oh yeah, I'm not even worried about it.
And it will be. At least it will be entertaining. That's one thing I will say. When Trump was running president, there wasn't a dull day on the news. The son of a bitch was always doing something crazy or saying something crazy.
I loved when poor COVID popped off, which is sad because a lot of people died. But when COVID popped off and he was asking, can't they use bleach somehow? I'm thinking, and the team of CDC people are over there going, no.
And so it will, at least it will be entertaining. It will be entertaining to have him back.
Well, yeah, and he's going to get back in there. I mean, I'm not even
because there's not a word that comes out of that man's mouth that isn't like you slap your forehead. You slap your forehead. I wouldn't have a forehead left. I slapped it every time I heard Donald Trump say something stupid or crazy.
What's so sad about it, y'all? Is poor. I finally watched it one day because I needed a laugh. I was a little depressed. I said, well, let me watch it. And I was in here screaming, laughing so hard. So wonder they didn't send somebody to check on me. But anyway, I got a neighbor over here with all kinds of sense and one over on this side. Bless her heart. But anyway, but poor Biden, when you don't know where you're at, and you don't know, you're supposed to be talking? I'm supposed to be talking?
He said he was sick.
He said he was sick.
He had traveled like to China or something. He had a travel fatigue and that he had a cold or something.
Yeah, you could tell he had a little bit of a cold now. That is what NyQuil will do to you.
We talked in this whisper when he would talk. He was just like,
yeah.
And I'm like, the man's going to pass out. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah.
And Trump was this. Everything that came out of that man's mouth was a lie. Every single thing Trump said was a lie.
But it don't matter.
And I don't care if
the followers
back in there. The man was lying through his teeth, and poor Joe Biden was just so out of it. He couldn't just like, and it's like, oh God, this is just
Cheech and Chong without the drugs. There you go.
And at the end of it, I was just going, just let Trump in the White House. Just open the door and let him in. Because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Jill, bless her heart,
Joe Biden just gave him the election right there. And
if poor Jill Biden hadn't ordered her moving boxes, she better get on it.
Joe Biden has basically handed him
And I'm not overly political. I'm really not. I'm just,
I'm
but
not.
I've lived long enough.
And like I say, no matter who's been president, we've always survived. We've always got through it.
But I've always been able to read the writing on the wall.
Yeah. Well, the writing on the wall says, and Donald J. Trump, and the blinking neon.
And there's your time.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
Lord.
and and Latin, his first term, I would have been so freaked out at that possibility. And now I'm just like,
Bring it on. What you gonna do?
It's kind of like the weather. You can't help it. Ain't nothing we can do about it.
You can't control nothing about it. You really can't. Go vote. You got a voice. Go ahead.
Might as well not worry. Just like, okay, Trump, come on in. Okay, Donald, let's do
A
it.
lot of time, I got to ask you something. A lot of time when you're talking about Melissa and Tim, you say Marissa, like M-A-R. Marissa.
Mistake, just a mistake saying Marissa, because that was what one of Ray's daughters was Marissa.
Yeah, and you say it a lot. That don't upset her, I hope.
I don't hope it don't upset her.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I get Marissa and Melissa,
Yeah.
in my brain.
Yeah. I just noticed it because I was watching our yesterday's show today, and I said, well, wonder if he realized he's doing it, because it's easy not to, even realize you're doing something.
And Mr. Cat says that I'm welcome in Kentucky. So,
aw, well, thank you, Mr. Katz.
Yeah. But yeah, like I say, it at least will be comical to have him back.
Yeah. We'll just let him do his thing, and I wonder how many of his kids he's going to bring. 4, 5, 6 of them.
Well, he hasn't picked a running mate, and I'm not going to say who, but there's a person that I know that says, I'd tell you who should be the vice president, Don Jr. I said, oh my God. Oh my God.
Has he picked Don Jr.?
Has what now?
Has he picked his son?
He hasn't picked anybody. I don't think he's picked
I thought I heard somewhere that he had picked somebody.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
If he has, I haven't heard about it. So.
I watch the morning news. I like NBC, but I hadn't watched it in a few days because I really don't care, about anything. Politics, if the aliens have landed, if they come, transform through the wall, I won't look at here. But other than, I won't know it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching old movies and stuff and catching up on my horror genre, and I just don't care the last few days about anything hardly. I mean, I was glad Dorothy got new glasses. That tickled me. For a 9-year-old, that's a big deal,
Oh, yeah.
And so tried to get me a free ride for tomorrow morning to go to the lab. Didn't work out.
How far do you have to go to the lab?
It'll cost me about $6 each way. Not very far. I don't know, about 2.5 miles, something like that. So that's not bad. I'll get up in the morning and get around and head out. One thing happened to me one day. Usually it's 5 minutes or more once you order a car for them to get to you, and it'll mark it down. It'll even show them it won't actually show the car. It shows a little fake car, right? That they're turning on this road and headed this way, so, and then it starts marking down. Okay, they'll be there in 4 minutes. They'll be there in 2 minutes. And then it'll say, your ride's here. Well, I'm always standing outside. I said, I look like a prostitute standing out there. Looking around. I ain't never been, but that's what makes you feel like. You better be ready. And if they pull up and I'm not out there, 2 minutes they pull away, and they keep your money, honey. So I'm very particular when I got a ride that I don't order it till I'm ready to walk out the door.
Well, now I never have ridden Uber. Is Uber just basically just a person with a car?
Yeah, I got to ride home. I rode to Walmart last weekend, a Tahoe, to get my new glasses and stuff. Rode home in the prettiest white, brand new BMW ever seen.
Hmm.
And the man said, he was about my age. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to be driving for a courier service. They've got a real nice, fancy uh, truck, that I'm driving tomorrow. So you're my last ride."
Huh.
Ubering. I said, "Well, dang, I'm glad I got to ride your fancy car." They're little inside, you know. But anyway, I've ridden in Lexus. I've ridden in Teslas, which are kind of cool because they're very quiet. Those electric cars, they're very quiet. And you get in, and it could be a grandmother, grandfather, a teenager, a lot of military people. If they're, they have leave every now and then, or they've just got out. This is something extra to do, give them a little pocket change, So, which is cool. I've met a lot of really nice people. I get in the car, I keep my mouth shut. And if they start trying to strike up a conversation, I'll visit with them, But if they don't, I don't say nothing, because I don't want to irritate somebody. Don't be put outside the road or nothing, because I can be really irritating. We know that. So I try to be cool. Yeah. Okay, how's your day? Fine. Have you been busy today? That's what I say. I don't parrot them. Oh, how's your day? No, I say, you been busy today? One lady said, I have been so busy, I can't hardly breathe. I said, well, no, now pull over right here and I'll get on out. Are you having that kind of trouble? She just died out laughing, right? Oh, no, then go ahead and pull over if you can't breathe. And she's, anyway, so it's kind of fun, really. I don't mind it. It hadn't started hurting my pocketbook yet. But like I said, if April and Darren want me to come over, they don't mind paying for both ways, but I tell them, listen, I'll pay for one way if you pay for the other. Because round trip from my front door to their front door is $31. That adds up, Jay, if you do it very often, So they don't mind. Yes, ma'am, we'll send you home. They always, April, the day of her surgery, they offered to pay for both ways. And I said, no, it's cool. I'll come up to the hospital and then y'all can send me home later because I want to spend time with the kids once I got to their house too. But anyway, yeah, other than that, and then Friday I go to Cedar Park, which is about 18 miles from my house. But I don't have to pay for the trip to that doctor. And then they'll do a will call or the one home Friday.
Now, I'm trying to understand. Alana Hamilton has come on here, and I'm trying to understand what she's saying here. As a woman alone, keep your phone in hand. I guess she's talking to you.
Oh, I do. Don't worry. My daughter had a bad experience when she went on a solo.
Well, hang on. Let me finish what she has to say here. She has something else to say here. And hang on. There you go. It looks like you are busy and that you can get help.
Oh, yeah. I moved over here without a car. First time I hadn't had a car in many, many years, Elena. And I scooped out really quickly the safest way to travel. And if I pull up an Uber and it doesn't have they give you information on it, and it's not as favorable as I want, I'll cancel that ride and get me another one. And I mean, they can't hold that against me, If they got 5 stars, I'll hop on in like I know them. Insurance companies, they use Uber to send me, and I get 12 round trip visits a year where they'll take me to the doctor, drop me off, come back and get me and bring me home, right? They screen the Uber drivers real closely that are picking us people up because it's out of their pocket, right? So there's even an extra step of security with those people. And so, yeah, I'm pretty covered. They got a little city bus, which is real cheap to ride. But it's one of them square van bus things I can't get in it.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm short and round, right? And I got a bad back. And the first step hits me almost to my knees. I'm thinking that lift you use for the wheelchair of the back. I said, can I ride up on that thing? And the man said, oh no, come here. And he got out, the driver, and walked and I grabbed hold of both the poles. I'm telling you, no, I'm not riding in that thing no more because but he didn't help me get out. And I said, okay, I'm going to fall on my face, break something, and there you'll be. But yeah, it's pretty.
And she says, good. Some service does only women drivers if you don't want a guy driver for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, I don't mind the guy drivers. I've had some I had one driver that made me a little nervous, and we weren't going but about 4 blocks, but it was too much for me to walk. But I went on Uber and banned him. I do not want him ever around. And the only thing he was just really rude. I have to turn, and it takes me a minute to get out. I can get in them pretty easy in the back seat of a car, but it takes me a minute to get out because I have to grab my oxygen tank I have to carry with me, grab my purse, which I put on me, and then I have to, if I'm sitting low, it takes me a minute to get out, Elena. And so what I do is tell them when they're about to pull up, I said, now it takes me about a minute or so to get out. And he goes, and then I had a few groceries in the back of the car. And he said, I'm not getting you groceries out. I said, that's okay. I won't give you a high, you tip them, right? Through the app. I said, no, I won't give you a high tip because I appreciate the help that people that do, but you don't have to. And then I opened the door and I swung myself around. He said, are you out yet? I said, no, I'm not, honey. I'm not out yet. And if you'll be sure your trunk's open, I'll grab my groceries. I was mad. Well, ma'am, you don't have to holler. I said, well, sir, you don't have to be so rude. And I got my groceries out, went in straight. He didn't get any tip. And I went, and I always give them $1, even if they're not talkative. I'm not talkative. One fella played praise music. I really enjoyed that. And he says, is it too loud? I said, no, crank it up. He was a young fella. But I really have been just as comfortable. My daughter told me that too. She said, you can go on Uber and order only women, or you can go on there and order only LGBTQ, I think that's how you say it, drivers. And I said, well, I guess something. I didn't know you customize it. So I hadn't really played around with it. I just let them send me. I tell you what they did do, and it's funny. I won't keep long, Jay, but I tell you what they did do. They, the insurance people screened this guy, said, okay, he's good, and sent a big old woman 2-ton pickups. The sucker was almost as tall as me, just at the bottom of the door. And I said, oh my gosh. And I had a doctor's appointment that I really needed. I had a bunch of testing done. This was my lung doctor. I needed to make that appointment. And so it was about, we still had about 30 minutes. So we were good. It's not far from my house. But that seat, he opened the pickup door. He walked around. Most of them don't, but he walked around, opened the door, and I looked up to see the seat. I said, I can't get up there. And he goes, well, you think if I help you? I said, I can't do it. I can't get up there. I mean, y'all, the seat was almost, I'm telling you, the bottom of the seat hit me, a good right about in here. Not quite my head, but, and he said, and I said, but I have got to make that appointment. And for you to cancel or send them on, you still, I wouldn't worry about being paid because insurance paid for it. But I would have had to wait for another car. Sometimes they can be up to 15 minutes. And they wanted me there 15 minutes early. So I was a little nervous, And I said, I'll tell you what I can do. If you could hold my stuff my purse, and my little portable tank. I could get up in his floorboard. Y'all, I rode to the doctor in the back of this big old it was brand new pickup, right? You could eat off the floor. It's clean. I sat in the floorboard. He said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm letting you sit in the floorboard." I said, "I got to get to that appointment. We don't have a lot of time." He's like, "No, I see that." It's so, he felt so bad. He said, "Listen, don't you give me a tip." He said, "I feel really bad that you're having to ride in the floorboard. But I mean, I'm 5'4", and yeah, I'm round, but I'm not so round. I didn't fit the back of the man's floorboard pickup." So we made it, and he come around, and he had little rails, on the side. So he come around, I grabbed a rail, he grabbed my stuff, I grabbed the other rail, and he stood right in front of me in case I started to fall getting out. Well, I didn't. I made it in. I said,
listen what Elena says.
"Yeah, I know, but listen, I am already, listen, Alana, right? I am already strapped up like a dang pack mule. When I have to go somewhere, girlfriend, let me scoot it back a minute. It's about this wide, about that tall. My portable oxygen tank. Okay, I got it on one shoulder. And on the other shoulder, you're right, I had to get me one of them purses with the long strap on, Girl, I can't be toting around no step stool too. I just can't do it. And so, I mean, what am I going to do? Take it in the doctor's office and set it on the floor and put my feet on it? I mean, come on now. I mean, I ain't a Miss Big Whoop-de-doo, but.
I mean, I'm sure Atlanta means
Yeah.
he should have a step stool in his car that he can step out.
Well, they ought to, yeah. Get a step stool. Yeah, I wish he would get him a step, but I hope I don't have to ride with him. So I went on the website, and there's really no place to put anything. But they were going. I had an Uber coming one day, and it said it's a pickup. I canceled it and just ordered another car. I figured if it comes back on me, I'll tell them I can't get in them. So, but anyway, But my mother, my daughter, had like a Blazer, and Mama couldn't get in it. So when I come down there to visit her, we bought a step stool at Walmart, and we put it down there, and I walk around, she'd step on that step stool, and then step down on the ground, and it worked out really good,
Yeah, she was making sure you understood that.
Oh no, the driver. Thank you.
Driver. I knew she meant the driver.
Oh, I didn't. I was thinking.
No, I knew what she meant. She meant having a step stool for anyone that needs to be able to
Yeah.
step in the car.
All of us ain't 18 and just can scale a mountain,
Yeah.
But anyway, I'd tow one around if I could find one that folded up that wasn't so big. I'll be honest, I would. I'd carry one. But I've been lucky,
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, going anywhere with me is like going with a toddler. You got everything, but I ain't got a stroller. So I got to carry that mess around. But it's okay. It's okay. I go when I want to go, and I don't have no problem. So that works out pretty good. Look at y'all eating the good food.
Chex Mix, yeah. Indulgent mix.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think of what else to say. I'm in no hurry to leave,
Yeah.
If you got something to talk about, I'm no,
No, my well's about to run dry.
Huh?
I said my well's about to run dry. I don't know what else to tell you. Like the lady said when I logged on to that morning news, it's hot outside. And I thought, is that all she's going to say? And then she give a local weather report. And when they say, what do they call that, Jay? When it's, well, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
The heat index.
I hate the heat index. That is a bunch of malarkey. Don't be pulling no heat index on me. Oh, it's 100 today, but the heat index is it's 112. Hot. When you walk out and you feel like you're done walking in the oven, oh, I'll check on the brownies. I'll just walk in the oven.
Well, that's one thing, one positive thing that the hurricane is supposed to bring is it. They're talking for a few days, the highs won't get out of the low 80s.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So
yeah, bring it on, bring it on.
That's the one thing. The one positive thing is it's supposed to cool the weather down.
Yeah, I got me a cute little place to sit. I'll tell you what I did, which is kind of funny. So I'll tell you. I got this little plot that I wanted to turn into it ain't very big, y'all. It's about a 4x4. Okay, 4 foot by 4 foot plot by my porch. It's considered part of my porch, in other words. You're on the cement and it's over here in the corner where you can plant. I don't do plants. Well, I do plants. I got a plant stand out there with plants on it, but I'm not going to be digging. Listen, if I sit down on the ground, I'm going to have help to get up or crawl to a chair where I can push myself up. I don't do bathtubs and I don't do sitting on the floor. Okay. So I wanted some something to put there. Now, you can't take an Uber and go to Home Depot and buy 20 pounds of rocks. There's certain things Ubering around you can't get by with, and that's they no. And you can order them from Amazon, but one lady was chatting with me one day. I'm in a women's group, and she goes, "Get you what do you think about sand?" I said, "I like sand. I'd like to put some sand there. It'd look nice, because I got some ornamental stuff that's already sitting out there, and I could move it around." And she said, "Get you some pool filter sand." And she said, "It's dirt cheap." I ordered 50 pounds of pool filter sand. It's real fine, but 50 pounds it cost me $10 from Amazon. And I've got Amazon Prime, so, free shipping. But anyway, I said, I never thought about that. She said, yeah, put that down. And then if you can't get more rocks, you just set your stuff on top of it. Because I got like about a 2-foot gnome, and some really cute stuff. Yeah, out of Texas to Colorado because of it. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty bad. I'm just don't want the little small tornadoes.
Yeah, they talk like they're just cute little things, little spin up tornadoes,
Yeah.
They say,
No.
"Oh, don't worry about them. They're not strong. They're weak and they don't stay around long. They're just little spin up tornadoes." And I'm
Tornado's a tornado.
Fuck you running. It's a tornado. A tornado's a tornado. I don't care how small it is. It's a damn tornado,
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't care for them.
And then they give you this shit during the severe weather.
I gotta step away.
They said possibly a stray tornado. A stray tornado. Like it's just a stray tornado. Stray tornado. No big deal, Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a fucking tornado. Stray tornado, spin up tornado. They make it sound like it's just this little thing. Don't worry about it. It's just a stray tornado.
Tornado's tornado.
Yeah. But anyway, Alana, thank you. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Everybody that's watching, cross your fingers. Oh my good Lord of mercy. Yeah. That's my cell phone. Whenever I get that, like someone that likes something on Facebook or something like that, I get that sound.
Well, it's loud.
Yeah. But anyway, Atlanta wanted to know what the hell kind of irresponsible reporting is that? That stray tornadoes or spin up tornadoes.
I know, right? We don't appreciate them.
No. Well, this making it sound like such an insignificant thing. Oh, just a straight one.
Yeah, I call it irresponsible reporting as well. I like to watch, and these guys, whew, y'all got to catch my breath because I was walking around. These guys do TexasStormChaser.com, and they got a Doppler, and they do live reports.
Yeah.
So, you okay, Jay?
Yeah, this chair goes, man, it just keeps going.
And so I really enjoy watching them. I watch them before I watch local news, honestly, because they're literally live. Whew, sorry, I had to walk around a minute, and now I'm catching my breath. I don't like the rain to come like it comes because it blows in stuff that messes with my asthma.
Was that what was that? Who sang? What was that? It was a rapper that sang that.
So,
I can't stand the rain against my
oh
window.
no, that wasn't no rapper. No, that's Tina Turner.
Oh, it's Tina Turner, but this
I can't
rapper did sort of a sample of that.
Well, he should have left it. He should have left it the heck alone.
I can't stand the rain against my window. I know it's Tina Turner, but yeah,
well, he didn't do a good job because I won't.
Missy Elliott. There you go, Missy Elliott.
Well, I like Missy though. Come on,
it was one
now.
of her early songs. She goes, I can't stand the rain against my window. But I know it's a Tina Turner song. Yeah.
I also like. There's one that she's got that's kind of slow. It's called Steamy Windows. Oh, y'all look it up. It's good.
Yeah, I like Missy.
I like Tina.
But
yeah, I got to catch up on these movies. I got to watch The Crazies, Near Dark. It ran from 82 to 83.
Yeah, you got to see Near Dark. I can't believe you haven't already seen Near Dark. That's an old movie. That's from the 80s. But yeah, you got to see Near Dark.
Better Off Dead.
Yeah, Better Off Dead. Yep.
And Strangers. Chris likes Strangers. And I'm like, or Benjamin. He kind of wanted to be called Benjamin, I think, but I called him Chris because everybody else did.
And she says, and Peoples does it too. I guess that wind against my can't stand the rain against my window. I guess so.
I just love that song. Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll look for Ann's version of it though. I like Missy Elliott. Come on now, I kind of feel bad now. I thought it was some guy rapper done messing it up, you know.
Get your freak on.
I don't care nothing for Kanye, okay? Except when he did.
Well, no, that's Missy Elliott. Get your freak on. Get your freak on.
Well, I didn't know what that meant because I don't know her songs, but get your freak on. But what I'm saying is when Kanye West worked with Jamie Foxx and pulled out Gold Digger. She gives me more. She ain't nothing but a gold digger. And he's Jamie singing and Kanye's rapping to it. And I tell you what, it is so nasty, but I like it. It's the beat, right? She ain't messing with no broke, you know, ugly word. But it's really, really, I just love it. And every now and then I'll turn it on in the morning when I wake up. I'm like, oh, let's listen to Gold Digger. And I am so white. Listen. If I was in a whole room full of white sheets, I'd disappear. I'm so lily white, you know. But man, I like a few of it now. I like some of them. I ain't mad. I like some of it. I would have run off with Prince anytime. He said, "Come on." I said, "Well, okay, I gotta go." But Mom, no, I love y'all, but I gotta go. No, I'm kind of bored today, Jay. I just.
Well, you've certainly have kept us entertained.
Well,
I sat back and let you do the talking, but you've had some interesting things to say,
Well,
and
I try to have fun, but
and some
but
good
when
things
you're
to
doing your
show
shows, I
off.
try. I
Miniatures,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah. I pardon me. I? I'm about to burp. Won't come. Well, that's good. There it is. Excuse me. I burped. Uh, I am who I am. I don't tend to be no different. I don't. I'm not trying to be chatty and silly.
mm,
He does awesome jazz. Ooh, Princess, thank you, Elena. That's been my man since '79. Yeah. I like, he can do jazz, he can do pop, he can do rock. He can write you any love ballad you ever wanted to hear. He can, you name it. That's why I've always been enamored. And a lot of people go, yeah, you like his music. I loved his music. I've got a huge catalog of his music. And he's a good looking little fella too.
yeah. And I don't, not quite sure what you mean there, Elena. She meant derail. Sorry, derail. You ever
No,
watch cathode cinema? I'm
I
not sure
don't.
what that is.
What is that?
Yeah,
Uh,
what is
I
cathode?
mean, I'd watch it if. I mean, I'm catching up on my horror genre right
Yeah,
now,
but
but I'm
tell
open to
us what that
anything.
is, Elena. And we've got subjective perspective collective that says.
Hey now, hi.
So we got to stick around a while because
Yeah,
we're getting more of a crowd here. So
you
so
missed me good, man,
keep
Haler,
talking,
but that's okay.
keep talking. Um,
Uh, I like to find an old lady on a budget, right? I like to find decorative, not decorative neck. Well, it is a decorative. It looks like an avocado. It's a napkin, right?
whatever.
But what happened was I ended up going to the dollar store because I like their black tea bags. So I went over to the dollar store, got stocked up on my tea bags, and I always go and look. The manager likes when I come in. She goes, I marked some stuff down, and I go dig through their markdown stuff. And she had marked these avocado napkins and a bunch of graduation napkins. Like these had like 16 in the pack. Those had 24. No, 22. And these were 19 cents a piece for the package. And they ain't that big of a package, but anyway, and the package of graduation were 20 cents. So I got me as many as she had, which was probably 10, 15 packages of the graduation ones and these. Now, why? Well, let me tell you why. I I buy them. I'm so glad this is an anything show. I'm so ill equipped for it to be much else. But anyway, uh, I buy them because they're good. They were good, um, and they're cheaper than them Scott and Sparkle um, paper towels. They're cheaper than paper towels. Now, if I say my paper towels, if I'm going to be cooking something, I like to wrap paper towel around it and put it in my microwave sometime rather than putting it on a plate, right? Because, yeah, I buy paper plates, but not all the time, right? So if I'm just going to warm like a bagel up, I freeze a lot of bread because I don't eat a huge amount of bread. So I freeze it so it don't go bad. So I got me a system, and I wrap stuff in the paper towel. And then I grab some of these to use for when I'm eating because I'm a messy eater. I can't eat nothing without getting something on my clothes unless I've got something there, right?
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Jay says he's got some good sweet tea there. I ain't mad.
Yeah, I need to fill it up. Refill. I need to get when I'm finished with this, get me some more ice and.
Yeah, but subjective doesn't even know where you're at, Jay.
Well, I'm at the Comfort Inn in Suites in Mahia because Hurricane Beryl is heading our way and it's going to hit the coast. It's probably hitting the coast pretty close to now or in the next hour or so.
Yeah, I think it's coming. It's
But
coming. Yeah.
then it's going to head north up through central Texas as a tropical depression and I freak out when we have bad weather, and because I live out there in a trailer house in the woods, and those high winds and stuff always worry me and scare me. So I thought, I'm getting the hell out of here, and so I'm at the hotel here in Mahia, and I'm here until Tuesday morning. Uh, and hoping that I've got a home to come back to.
And it's like a 5-star hotel he's in, y'all. It's really nice.
But it's really nice.
Yeah, it is. I stayed in it a couple of years ago. I'd give it a 5, yeah. Or a good 4.5, 4, 3/4.
Yeah. But yeah, no, very nice. And they got, got a gym and all that. And I went in there and worked out in the gym.
You went swimming?
Went swimming. And I took a hot shower and I soaked in a hot tub, and this is something like I say that I intend to do again, just for the hell of it, because it's for me, this is luxury. Just
Oh yeah, it is for anybody, man.
So
yeah, I'm excited. I looked into what it would cost me to rent a car for 3 days to come see it, because renting a car, and I don't have car insurance anymore, so I'd have to pay for their insurance, which isn't a whole lot, $12-14 a day. And then you got to top the tank off when you bring it back. It'd be cheaper to drive the U-Haul down there. It's like close to $500. I said, I love you, but I ain't got that kind of extra change, okay? Since my car got totaled. Good place to escape to, yeah. And I told him when he said, I guess I'll go. I said, Jay, that's what we call staycations. It's close to your home, but it's a really nice place. And
and Tommy said, and Marissa said, and the Loves came and filled up their 300-gallon tank this today, and the poor Mr. Love had to physically pull it up here, on a trailer. I said, because they sold their truck, all they have is
motorcycles. Oh yeah, they got those motorcycles.
So I said, but how in the world are you going to get that back? He said, well, my son's going to come back. Said,
yeah, that's a lot of weight to be pulling.
300 gallons of water, but it's been a couple of months since they've done that. But I told them, because it never has run my bill up any, I said,
no.
And I still let them use my trash pickup. But yeah, I said, well, y'all hang in there, because tomorrow they're talking about we're really going to get hit. He said, well, I said, you drive by the house or something like that, you see a tree that's fallen on the house, give me a call. They got the number.
Yeah.
Same thing to Marissa. And then Tommy Wright, he said, because he's going to pick me up Tuesday morning. He's going to pick me up. But he said, as I was leaving, he goes, oh, Jay, and by the way, you give me a call if you want an update, on how things are going. I said, well, I'll probably do that.
He knows you need to. That's why he's a psychiatrist, y'all. He knows.
So, but yeah, it is an escape. This is an escape. So,
yeah. And like I said, I got a bird nest on the ground, but I was getting really weary living with my daughter, son-in-law, 2 kids, because I think my daughter needed vacations from me often. So I tried not to talk to her a lot and leave her alone best I could. But when you're in the same house, it's like having 2 families living together. It's just not right. It just don't work all the time. And so I just kind of would hibernate quite a bit, just let the kids come in and see me. But I'd have to go to the kitchen, cook food, and everything. So I always kind of felt like when I was around her, I was bothered, just being there. And what's so funny about it is, she's not a big talker, but I am, and so is her daughter. My grandbaby's not in there.
You're a big talker.
Well, I said, but my daughter's not. April's really not a big talker. Yeah. But my granddaughter picked up the gene from me. So she, every now and then I'd hear April say, okay, Dorothy, okay, go find your Nana. So
Well,
now,
she'll call me and just and she always says this. Well, I don't really know what to say, but then she finds something to say.
I think she just wants to see you, is why she does that too.
Yeah, and that's why I told her. I said, "Well, tell your mama that y'all come see me when y'all go to the doctor." He goes, "Well, I'll tell her, but she'll probably say no." I said, "Yeah, I know she'll say no, but tell her anyway." And she goes, "Well, I'll tell her."
Yeah.
But
When my daughter's on a mission, on a vacation, she's on a mission. Now I got to give her props. She called me when she was booking that Kalahari trip for her husband, and the two kids, right? To go to the water park and spend the night at the hotel. She called me. She said, Mama, I can get a suite, just it's cheap. Do you want to come up here? I said, baby, I wouldn't play in the water, and I'd just be, a bump on a pickle. I'd love to see them babies playing in the water, but I think because it's indoor and outdoor, and I can't handle the heat, y'all. I just can't do it. I said, so Death Screams 1982 is Debbie's going to be talking about here in a minute. But anyway, I said, no, baby, I think I'll pass. And then when I found out they was coming to the Dr. Pepper Museum, I said, you need a driver? And she says, no, don't worry about it. I wanted that invitation, but I didn't get it. But that's okay. That's okay. Because I got things popping up this week. So I'm sorry.
I said, me and you went there to the Dr.
Yeah, we did. Well, it was a good trip.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Dr. Pepper Museum. I pretty much enjoyed every time we went to Waco, though.
Yeah.
We always had fun. Yeah, I couldn't go anyway because I think they're going tomorrow, and I have appointment to take care of business tomorrow medically, and then again Friday medically, so I couldn't go anyway. So, but Mondays, their papa doesn't work and he's home, and he can keep an eye on Sailor. Feed him, lay him out in the backyard, and everything.
Sailor's a dog, by the way.
Sailor's 13-year-old puppy dog, big time part of the family. So anyway, that's good,
And Melissa and Tim are going to get a Shih Tzu in a few days.
Oh, so they'll have three puppies.
It's a friend of Melissa's, and I think I don't know if it's either Melissa or Tim. Y'all could correct me later on who knows.
Well, they're married, so I assume it's both friends.
And by understanding, she's a little Chinese lady, and she has this Shih Tzu that she needs to get rid of or whatever. So she's giving it to them. So they're gonna have 3 dogs. And I like Shih Tzus. I like Shih Tzus.
Yeah, Dingo was a Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Dingo was a Lhasa
Apso. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
But they're getting a Shih Tzu. I like them too. I like Shih Tzus.
Yeah.
So, and I like their other 2 dogs, Junebug and Little Ann. And I don't know what the Shih Tzu. I don't know if they have a name for the Shih Tzu yet. I think they're going to keep the name that.
Once the little dogs have been with an owner, they learn their name, and it's kind of mean when you have to change their name. I have a friend. We have videotaped like this and talked about 2.5 years ago, and he has an animal rescue, and it's big in Oregon, outside of Portland, and he rescues dogs. He rescues dogs that are going to be put to sleep from all over the country. And he's got a pack of 50 to 100 dogs that he takes out walking every morning.
Mm.
And he does take dogs in and tries to find them homes too, but he keeps a lot of them, It's a, 501 rescue. And He's such a sweetheart. And I was talking to him online one day because I just ran across it's the Archer House, Archer. And I was talking to Lee, and April come in. She said, "Who are you talking to?" That's when I was living there. I said, and he goes, "Hello," and she goes, I mean, this is a man like maybe in his mid 40s, I guess. Um, and she goes, "Oh," I said, it's Lee Archer. He has a dog rescue in Portland. Well, I don't know why he won't talk to you. And he goes, "I find her very comforting to talk to." It was about the fourth time we did video chat together. And he has a team that lives there, and they're building some tiny houses so people can come and stay. And of course, they go by donations, is how they run this big old thing. And he was in Austin not long ago at the Paramount talking about his rescue and everything. Oh, hi, Elena. Then look up the Archer House, Lee Archer. He's the sweetest thing, y'all. And we hooked up by accident. I ordered the magnets to go on the back of my car, right? And he was just getting his store up and going. He's been rescuing. He traveled around with some dogs in a van for several years, and that's how he started getting funds, to build it, to buy the land and get this place. But anyway, he's the sweetest thing, Lee is, and he does videos every day about the dogs, but when he was talking to me, it was so heartfelt and so sad. He said, he sent me a message. He said, "Can I video chat with you?" I said, "Yeah," because we connected through Facebook, and I said, "Sure, that'd be fun," and he videotaped with me the first time and was telling me how he got into the rescue business. And when he was a little boy, this is tearjerker, y'all. He had this, he really didn't have a lot of friends, right? So his mama bought him this little dog. And so every day when he'd get off the bus, his mom would open the front door and the little dog come running to him, right? And the bus was right, pulled up right in front of the house. And one day, the little dog disappeared. He didn't come running out of the house. The mother went to the door. She said, "I opened the door for him to go." And he went. But they think he was dog napped, that somebody got that dog. But he never saw the dog again. And he said, "I was so broken up about it, Kathy." And he had just got out of a long-term relationship with a woman. But he said, "I can't find anybody that's got the heart like I've got for these dogs." He said, "It's not easy to be in a relationship with me because I'm dedicated to keeping and helping spread the word of this rescue, not just for my financial benefit, but for the animals." He's an animal lover, big time dog lover, And he said, "I just got out of a messy relationship, she just," and I said, "Well, Lee, honey, you go to all these rescues. Someday you'll find a woman that's going to have the same heart you do about what you do, passion." And, he said, "From your ears to God, I hope someday I will find somebody," and he's not huh?
From your mouth to God's ears.
Whatever. I just told you the way he said it. But anyway, I told him, I said, it'll be all right. He was just down in the dumps, you could tell. But, and I said, "Well, I'm excited for my magnet." He said, "I'll put it in the mail tomorrow." And he did. And he said, I said, "Well, $5 ain't going to help you a whole lot." He said, "Listen, a quarter helps us. You don't understand. We appreciate everything. Nothing's too trivial when it comes to taking care of these animals." So anyway, that was the first time. Then we talked 2 or 3 more times. Then that one time my daughter come in, "Why does he want to talk to you? Does he know?" Oh, and she said, "Does he know you don't have a lot of money?" I said, "He does." I told him that too when we had a little conversation the second time. And he says, "I'm not after her money. I enjoy conversations with her." And my daughter just doesn't see my worth as a charming personality. But anyway, yeah, the Archer House is the name of the rescue.
Archer House. Well, then Atlanta said she look it up
Yeah,
and
I'm
mentioned that.
glad. But anyway,
And that's what Linda Blair, of The Exorcist. Um, that's what she does. When she goes to these different conventions, I think she donates the bulk of her fees and the money she gets from autographs and stuff. She donates to animal rescue, dog rescues.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's always been really big into rescuing dogs, Linda Blair. So
Yeah.
so, and she was at one of the Frightmare weekends, and she had the cards that she handed out, about animal rescue or dog rescue and stuff, and so she's really into that. Always has been.
Well, I've always had that heart, but I give every year a little bit of money to ASPCA. I've done it my whole life, my whole working life, especially. But couldn't give a whole lot, but I give a little bit every check every couple of weeks. And so I really respect Lee for the work he's doing big time, And it was sweet because it was just almost like maybe his mom or grandmother wasn't alive still. He just wanted some woman, some little old lady to visit with. And that's what we did. But he's the type of person you could tell can talk to anybody and appreciate you for who you are,
Yeah.
There is a director. Oh, her and Bridget Bardot. Ooh, Bridget's fine, wasn't she?
I guess that donates to animal or
dog rescue. But back in the day, she was a beautiful woman, But yeah, that's good. Bridget Bardot does it too. Well, you either have the heart for that or you don't. Least, and when he adopts a lot of elderly dogs too, y'all. And when he loses one, he mourns right there with you. And he said, "Okay, well, today was a hard day," and he'll tell you, But the cutest thing is when he will take us, and somebody goes with him that films when they rescue. It's rescue day. And he's kissing these dogs in the mouth and happy to have a new little critter to play with. It was just so sweet, He makes every dog. But I don't know how he can bring these dogs in before you know it. Within hours, he's got them all walking together and getting along. I don't understand how he does that. He is a dog whisperer or something. Because my last little dog didn't like nobody. Sure didn't like other animals. Well, she liked Sailor, her cousin. She liked him, but other than that, she was raised with him. But other than that, she wasn't much for other animals. So I don't know how Lee does it, but he's so gifted. And it's a really nice setup he's got out there. It's big, in other words. But he says every night he's got a bed full of dogs.
Well, and for anyone that would donate to such a thing, because you can just imagine what it costs to feed.
Oh yeah, well, the vet bills too.
Yeah, vet bills and then just feeding them and such. It's quite an investment that they are put in. So, anything that they can get, like say, for $5 is, it's anything anyone could donate.
Well, yeah, and he's got a company that he shares that donates dog chews, dog treats, in other words.
Yeah, and then like toys, things like that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't ever see them with toys. I'm afraid that might be a dog fight. You know what I mean? I don't ever see them with toys. But dog treats, yes, absolutely. And food. But I think now he actually has a vet on staff. And when a dog comes from another state, they have to be quarantined for 2 weeks. So whoever receives them, whichever veterinary area or wherever he goes to pick them up, they have to already be quarantined for 2 weeks before he can take them.
Yeah.
And so they are. And he mentions it quite often. Okay, they've been quarantined for 2 weeks. I come to get them, and it's like Christmas morning and a little boy's getting new toys. He loves, his heart just overflows getting these dogs. And y'all, he's a good looking young man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Need to
So
find him. Need to find him a lady
need
that
to find
shares,
him a woman.
shares his passion.
Yeah, she's going to have to want to sleep with big and little dogs too, because, but I just think his passion. I mean, I know that Linda Blair and Bridget Bardot have the same passion. It's just I see his, interact with his.
Let's see. Just found out about Texas.
Chain Paul.
Oh, woo. Texas Chain Paw. Is this a rescue place?
I guess it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Texas Chain Paw. Huh, I never heard of that.
I haven't either.
Let us
Now
know.
we gotta look it up.
Let us know, Elena. Is that a rescue facility or a rescue
Yeah.
place? Texas Chain Paw. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always tell everybody, even if it's $5 a month or $2 or $1 a month, if you can give to some of these rescues, please do. Because you will find out that you get more out of it than they do. It really does. It warms your heart and makes you happier to be able to give, even as minuscule. It doesn't matter how much. It does me. Firsthand knowledge of that. But anyway, my daddy always said, there's people, we may not have more than some people, we got more than most. And when you can help somebody a little less fortunate than you do, and it not hurt your home, your family, do it. Do for them. So I do what little I can, as often as I can,
Well, this has been a good one. Gosh, we're pretty close to 2 hours here. It's a hour and 47 minutes, and you've kept us going here. Good, Kathy.
I talk a lot.
Well, that's good. That's the point of these shows, is to talk, and you've had some good things to talk about.
And our next show you're thinking might be a music one.
I think, yeah. And like I say, if everything stays safe at the house after tomorrow, I'm leaning towards Friday being the part 3, the probably the final music show.
Yeah. I think that's enough. I like that trifecta.
Yeah, trifecta.
And then also, anybody that's watching or even watching afterwards, if you don't mind giving Jay's channel a thumbs up, that helps us with
that button. Please give us a thumbs up. That helps people find us.
Yeah, it helps his algorithm on YouTube.
Yeah, whatever that is. And let's see.
I told him what it was. Meow's Acre. That's cute.
Yeah.
My cousin Joy. She just rescued her niece. Called her and said, "Hey, Joy, come down to the office. I need you." And Joy goes down there and does work in their office for him. So she didn't think that much about it. She got down there and they had already rescued Copper, one kitten, right? And then this other little kitten showed up and they were going to rescue it for an office cat as well. Well, Copper wanted to whoop its hind end all the time. Copper hated this little kitten. And they kept thinking that they're siblings. But anyway, she's a little skinny thing, skin and bones. Well, her niece took the little kitty cat to, she's calico too. She's real pretty. Carried her to the vet, and had her all checked out and everything. And saying, "Joy, would you take her?" And Joy said, "Yeah, I'll foster her. I'd be glad to foster her." And she's got a big old dog, but the dog just ignores the little cat. And the cat will hunch up and dance around. It's real cute. But anyway, and the cat's just looking at him. The dog's looking at it like, okay, you know. But anyway, she has fostering this little kitten, and so she sent me a picture of it crawled up in her, on her neck, loving on her. And then she said, I should see I'm fostering. I said, "Aw, you got a new kitten." She said, "No, I'm fostering." I said, "No, I know, you got a new kitten. There's no way you're gonna fatten the little kitty up and then send it on to another home." She says, "Okay, I got a new cat." And I tried to figure out what she called it. I can't remember what she named it, but anyway, she said, she she lives in one of those fifth wheel motorhomes, really nice, where the sides slide out and everything, And she said she had it in the living room, and she shut the bedroom door, and the doggy goes in there and sleeps in his bed, her bed, Bella, and she said, in the middle of the night, I'm hearing something. She's like, what am I hearing? Well, I think she had it sleeping in its crate, and it broke out of its crate. It's trying to find them. She said, I hear all of her, started hearing the little meow, meow. And she said, oh, goodness. She said, we're in here. And I said, then what do you do? She said, I just open the door. I said, yeah, they like to play at night, She said, yeah, at 6 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden, I moved a foot, pounce, I said, well, enjoy your little kitty, It's funny. And she don't talk like I do. I talk a lot more than she does. But she had to call and tell me all about this little kitty. I was glad. I'm glad. I said, yep. Well, she's company. I said, listen, it won't be dull. She said, no, I've enjoyed having my dog, but she says, I think I'll enjoy having her too. She done made herself at home. I said, yeah. So I was glad. Anytime I hear of any animal rescued, I was glad.
Well,
are you about done?
I'm about done. Yeah, I think, but this has been a good one. This is we've had a good visit, and like I say, you've run most of the show here, but that's fine.
I know.
You've had a lot to say and some interesting things to talk about, and that thing I think that's good that you mentioned animal rescue that. Folks can hopefully donate.
Yeah, the Archer, ARCHER house. But listen, I better get caught up on my horror view. I'm telling you, Elena, I am a novice. Right? We have another guy that joins. If you look at our last show, Jake, a young guy that joins us when we do these horror view. Well,
yeah, he knows. He knows all about this. He knows. Knows when they were made. He knows who's in them, and he's really good.
And we did TV, a horror TV series last night, and it was a lot of fun. I do a lot of researching, right? So I can at least have something fairly interesting to share. But those guys can tell you just in a snap. Jay and Jake can tell you.
He's better than I am. He's better than I am at that because, like I said,
but we cover everything on here. Jay and I talked about music. We talked about just your favorite movies. I'd like to do another one of those.
We covered some directors and that's the whole idea for this show being real is just pretty much being open for any kind of.
Tonight wasn't a theme. Jay just wanted to chill.
I'm here at the Comfort Inn and riding out the hurricane tomorrow at the Comfort Inn and Suites here in Maya.
Yeah,
I'm in the lap of luxury, and I may run the damn tub again and sit in the hot tub.
Get in there, buddy. It's like having your own jacuzzi.
I'm clean, but
hey, but it feels good on all your muscles and whatnot.
Yeah. But this has been a good one. We've done close to 2 hours here, so this.
I know, right? Get me started.
It's just nothing. But this has been a good hangout, and like I say, you've kind of run the show this time, but that's fine.
Mm.
That's the whole idea of this is to talk and it's been a good one. And
It's fun. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
but like Sis says, if you would give us if you're watching this, you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up and spread the word. Let other people know about the show. We want to get as many as we can people watching and get some new people joining the channel. And that's
Also, I want to finish it. Then that'll be last thing I say because I say a lot. I know, but like Elena's new and some people are new. Follow Jay on Facebook, and he will announce a few days ahead of time what the topic of the next show is going to be.
yeah. Well, and also join the channel here, the J Real
Oh
channel,
yeah, yeah,
the YouTube channel, because that way you will get alerted
yeah. Notifications. Yeah,
notifications when there's
yeah.
a new show,
Yeah.
and always appreciate the thumbs up because that helps. Like I say, that helps us get seen and all that. So, but okay, sis, I guess we're going to sign this off. This has
Okay.
been a good one, and just to hang out and shoot the shit show. But we've shot a lot of shit. So,
Whole load of that stuff, right?
yeah, and I'm gonna go and luxurize and
Yeah, enjoy it, man.
enjoy my
Yeah.
stay at the Comfort Inn and send good vibes that
We will. Yeah.
through tomorrow safely. That my home in particular gets through tomorrow safely.
Yeah.
With all those rains and storms,
Trees around you. Yeah.
trees and wind and all that. So send out your good vibes, and we certainly appreciate that. But okay, sis, and thank
Bye.
you, good crowd, Elena, and in Texas, and yeah, everyone that's joined us tonight, I sure appreciate that. And my sister, as always, and we'll do this again soon. Hopefully, Hurricane Beryl's not going to take anything away. So tomorrow we get through tomorrow, then hopefully we're going to be good. So thank y'all again, and we'll see y'all soon. And bye bye.